I hope my screen is visible. Today we are going to see the methods inside the Java enums. Methods inside the Java enum. That's inside the Java. Okay. So what are the methods that we have inside the Java enums? So far we have discussed about the enum declaration. Why one has to go for enums? Can we declare the main method inside an enum, right? And how enums, how constants can be represented with the help of enums. So these are the discussions that has been happening for the last 2 sessions, right? So we will understand today about some methods which are really important for the interview room. Okay, so there are 3 methods inside Java enums. First one is the values method. Okay, and the second one is each method has its own purpose. Second one is something like the value of method, which is going to accept an argument of string type. Okay, any argument, any string argument you can pass. Third one is something like the ordinal method. Okay, these are the 3 methods that we have inside the Java enum. Let's understand about the values method. What is the values method? Okay, so this method returns. So when you call this method, it is going to give you something. What is that something? It is going to give you an array, okay, containing all the constants that has been defined in the enum. That is defined in the enum. Is defined in the that is defined inside the enum in the order which they have been declared. Okay, to understand this, I am going to take a small example. So I want to represent some constants like, let me take some constants, color constants. So I can take red color, which is treated as a constant because there is no alternate name for the color red, right? So it is going to be the fixed forever. There are no alternatives to represent the red color. Red is red, right? So there is green. It is also a constant. There is something like orange. Okay, this is also a constant, right? So when you are using the values method, okay, before understanding values methods, I want to understand something, a simple concept, okay, a simple low level concept about Java arrays. Any of this topic will be discussed in detail in next week. So I will give you the simple picture about Java arrays. For example, let me say that I have values like 100, 200, okay, something like 300, 400, and 500. I have 5 values. All these 5 values are representing, so they are numbers, right? Actually, they are numbers. If you want to store these values by using the Java programming language, okay, there is a way, right? There is a way in Java to store these values. What is the way? What is the way? This 100 value can be assigned to a variable name, and you also need to represent its data type, right? So, and you need to terminate it. Okay, see, so you can store the value 100. It needs a variable, it needs a data type. Likewise, the remaining values can be stored with the respective variables 300, 400, and 500. And also you cannot duplicate the variables. To store each and every value, you need to use a different variable name, which is not a duplicate one. This is how these values can be stored. You understand, okay, if I have 5 set of values, storing the data is very easy. It is not going to consume much time. I can comfortably store these 5 values by using 5 variables. What if I have to store something like 100 values, right? So if I want to store 100 such integer values, don't you think that I need to keep repeating? Okay, I need to repeat this integer integer for how many times? For 100 times. Okay, this steps needs to be repeated for how many times? For 100 times, right? 1 minute. 1 minute. Sorry about that. 1 minute. So these steps needs to be repeated for how many times? For 100 times. Okay. Right? The second thing is, okay, I need to use the 100 different variable names like A, B, C, D, E. Right? If I want to store the 100 values, I need to use what? I need to use 100 variable names, right? And it should not be a duplication, and it should be completely unique. Like I need to use something like 100 variable names, right? So this is a kind of what the code is not going to look clear and concise. The first thing, the readability will be reduced, right? So here I can see one thing, I can observe one thing. All the values can be stored in the same data type. That observation I have. Every value is getting assigned to the same data type, right? If I have such values, I can represent all these values by using a concept called Java arrays. So how many integers I am supposed to take here? Okay, in this example I am taking five integer data types, right? 5 different integer data types. Okay, I can represent that in as one integer data type. I will use the square brackets. I will use a square bracket which is going to represent an array, right? I can use my own variable name, something like numbers, because meaningful name I can give. If I want to collectively store these individual values as a collective one, I can use a variable, a plural variable form of variable name, which is numbers. Okay? So I can open the flower bracket. I can store the values like 100, 200, 300, 400, and we have 500. Okay, so within one line, okay, I am using only one variable, one data type, which is integer type, and I am able to use only one variable name, but I can able to store number of values. If you want to store 100 values, so in this case I am able to store 5 values, but I can take only one variable name. I am able to take only one variable name, and I am able to take only the single data type, integer. Okay, so this code is completely different than this code, right? It is consuming 5 lines of code, but I am achieving the same thing by using one line of code. I am collectively storing all the values. So this collection of storing data. Okay, if you want to store the data collectively, then you go for what? You go for Java arrays. You go for what? Java arrays. So you can store the data, you can store the values which is of same data type collectively by using only one variable name. Okay, these square brackets are representing what? When you use the square bracket next to the data type, it says you are representing an array. Means you are going to store the collection of values which is of same data type. Okay, now you have understood something about why one has to go for array. And you might be getting some doubt. Okay, if you want to access values, okay, for example, so by using the legacy way of storing values, through this example, you want to access values directly, you can use system.out.println. System.out.println. Okay, you can use the reference variable. You can just keep the reference variable A, so that 100 will be displayed in the console. If you want to access something like the E, the respective value will be displayed in the console. The value that has been assigned to the variable, that will be displayed in the console. How you are going to access this? How you are going to access the data when it is getting represented in the form of array? Okay, the moment you start representing or storing the values in the form of arrays, by default, okay, the indexes numbers will be generated. This a kind of address references will be generated by the compiler internally. In the memory, address references will be generated, which are called as indexes. Indexes starts from 0. Okay, the value of the first value will get the 0th index, second value will get the one index, third value will get the 2 index, fourth value will get the 3 index, and the fifth value will get we will get the fourth index. These are the address references. These are the address references. 0, you have 0, you have 1, you have 2, 3, 4 address references. Secondly, if you count this, okay, if you count this, there are 5 values, right? So the count is 5. The count is 5. So this count is called as what? Length of an array. Okay. When the so values are countable, okay, you can count this, isn't it? Okay, the count is what? 5. There are 5 values, so the count is 5. So this is the length. In arrays, if someone is asking you what is the length of the array, so you just count the values. Okay, that is the length. But what is the address? When someone is asking what is the address, just imagine, okay, the address references get started from 0, which is called as indexes in Java. Indexes. So this is the address reference. How I can access values? What is the variable name that I'm using? Numbers is the variable name that I'm using. Numbers is the variable name. So by using this variable name, if I just open this square bracket and if I just give 0, right, and if I put this in system.out.println, okay, numbers of 0, okay, numbers, the value that is stored in the 0th index, which is what? 100 will be displayed in the console. Okay, right. Likewise, if I give numbers of something like 4 here, 500 will be displayed in the console. Okay, this is a simple way of representing array. Why I am discussing all these things is to understand the values method. I am just giving you some picture about arrays. So this is what the array is. So what is an array? Collection of values of same data type. Same data. Just remember this. For now, this theory is collection of values of same data type is called as an array. Right. Now go back to the actual theory. So now I think this is not necessary now. So I have taken an enum. I have taken 3 constants: red constant, green constant, and orange constant. So now what I have to do with these constants? Okay. Now see, if I call values method on top of the enum name, for example, this is the name of the enum. What? I call the values method. This combination will give me what? This combination will give me an array. This combination is going to give me what? Give me an array. The moment I do this, it is going to give me something. What is that something? It's going to return an array. That's what I have said here. It's going to return consisting array containing all the constant that is defined inside the enum. Okay, it's going to give me an array. Let me take the name of the array as the color. I'm taking the name of the array as colors. Okay. So of what data type? Of the color data type. This is the type. This is the type. In the previous example, all the values are bounded to the integer type. So in my example, in the enums example, all the values are bounded to the color type. Color type. So this color is representing an array. Okay, very simple. When you call the values method on top of the given enum, it is going to return an array. Now you see some magic will happen behind the scenes. Let me copy this code. Okay, let us try to imagine these things practically. Okay, focus here. Now if I ask you, we have one enum. Okay, you can say that we have one enum. Inside the enum, we have 3 constants like red, green, orange. Now focus here. Always try to check the right hand side. Okay, after the equal to operator, check the right hand side. What is the right hand side? You have colors dot values, right? So this will create an array. A sequential block of memory will be created, and this block is going to store all the constants. This block is going to store what? This block is going to store all the constants. What are the constants that we have? You have red constant, you have green constant, you have orange constants. These are the 3 constants that is being represented in the enum by the name of color. You have 3 constants. This color dot value. Okay, so this color is this one, guys. This color. This is the color that I am talking about. Name of the enum. Okay, and you are calling the method which is called as values method, which is going to return an array. Array will be returned. Okay. sequence of memories. What is the name of this array? What name the array is going to take? The name of the array is going to be what name that we have given here? Colors, right? Now left hand side, come to the left hand side, colors. This array will be named as what? This array will be named as something like, right? And not only this, automatically indexes will be generated. Okay, 0, 1, and 2. Index will start from 0. Automatically, okay, if you just imagine about the length, just try to find the count. Okay, what is the count of this array? There are 3 values, the count is going to be 3. Perfect. Okay, this piece of code, colors dot values, is making these things in the memory level. Nothing is happening. Okay, this piece of code is making these things in the memory level. So if I just execute this, okay, let me go here. Let me remove this example. Our example is what? Color example. Name of the array is color, right? You have 3 colors: red color, green color, and you have something like orange color, right? And remove this, not required. Remove what you call values method, color dot values. Okay. Values method is going to return an array, right? It's going to return. Call this, it will give you something. What is the something? It is going to return an array. You have to collect that by using a variable name. The variable name can be anything. I am simply taking it as colors itself. Of what type? The color type. You don't worry about the the spelling of the color. The color, American English, no? Colors, right? So if I run this piece of code, if you see, if you ask me what could be the output, okay, so what is the name of the main method? Test, right? Java C space dot Java space test. You don't see anything in the console because we are not trying to print anything. This line, okay, after the execution, this line is just creating these things in the memory. Okay, not in the memory level, but you don't get to see anything in the console level. So these things are happening in the memory level. You don't see this, but these things are happening in the memory level. How you can visualize this in the console, right? What if I want to what if I want to extract the values that are stored in my array? What if I want to extract these values? How I can extract? Just by using system.out.println statement, isn't it? System.out.println. Okay, how I can access red? This red is part of an array. How I can access this? You have address references 0, isn't it? You have address references 1, address references 2, right? What is the name of the array? Colors is the name of the array, isn't it? So just use colors. In the square bracket, just give the index number. Okay, so when you say colors within the square bracket, when you give 0, right? So value inside the 0. So this is the colors, right? This is the name. Okay, first array will be tracked. Okay, array is tracked. Then by the array, you are tracking the index 0. Right? And what is the value that you are retrieving? Red is the value that you are retrieving. So this is going to give you what? The red. Likewise, if you say colors of 1, value inside the 1 will be retrieved. You say colors of 2, value inside the 2 will be retrieved. Okay, let's check this. System dot out dot println, okay, and colors of you get red, because that is what the value that is assigned to the index 0. Okay, when I say colors of 2, you're supposed to get what? You're supposed to get orange, isn't it? Okay, red and orange. Right? When I say colors of 1, you get red, orange, and you get green. Red, orange, green. Okay, when I say colors of 4, okay, now there is a problem. I'm trying to access a value with a different, with an index which is not even exist. Colors are 4. If you go back and see the memory level part, okay, you have index 0, you have index 1, you have index 2, but there is no such index like the index number 4. Do you see any index like index number 4? There is no such index, right? But still you are forcing the main thread to extract the value from the index 4, which is not even exist, which is not even exist. In this case, what would happen? Okay. You will get a runtime exception. So this is executed, red, orange is executed, okay, green is also executed. The first three things are perfectly executed. If you look and see, okay, this is executed, this line is executed, this line is executed. And when it comes to this line, you are forcefully trying to extract a value is inside the index 4, but there is no index 4, right? That's why it says array index out of bound exception. It's an exception. So these exceptions will be understood in the concept called exceptional analysis. This I will complete in one of the Saturdays and Sundays. Okay, so we will understand a lot of things about Java exceptions in the exception handling concept. Okay. Now we have understood about the values method. So this is more than enough. When someone is asking in the interview, what is the values method? Okay, simply you can say it is one of the methods in the Java enums. It is one of the methods in Java enums. Right? This method returns an array containing all the constants that is defined inside the enum in order which they have declared. The example. So this is the example. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah. Okay. Now what is the next thing? Next thing we have. So see, we are just directly trying to retrieve this by using the reference, by using the indexes. So that is another way to extract the values. What is another way? You can use the for loop. You can use the for loop. I can set the boundaries for this for loop. How I can set the boundary? Go back and see. So the index starts from 0. Index starts from 0. So this is my the starting value, right? So I can say integer I equal to 0. What is the termination value? What is the ending boundary? I insert 2. Okay, I need to repeat this. I need to execute this until the I becomes 2. Okay, the moment I becomes 3, I need to stop the execution. I cannot execute when I cannot execute the for loop when I becomes 3. I need to stop. I need to execute till 2. What is the condition that I can keep? I lesser than or equal to 2, right? I plus plus. So this for loop is set enough to repeat for 3 times. This for loop is developed to repeat for 3 times, right? Inside this, I will keep the system dot out dot println, okay, and I use the variable name and I pass the value of I for each and every iteration. For the first time I is 0, when the I is 0 for the first time, red will be extracted. When the I is 1 for the second time, green will be extracted. When the I is 2 for the third time, orange will be extracted. So I am able to execute it continuously. So this is the way to do what? This is the way to extract all the constants by using the for loop. This can be achieved by the values method. This is an advantage, isn't it? Sometimes in your code you may be having a lot of constants. If you want to see all those constants that are listed inside the enum, so this is one of the best ways to see that. It's one of the ways to see those constants. Right? Let me execute this. I think I did not save this code. Sorry guys, I'm executing somewhere in the nodes. Let me copy this. I need to execute it. Red, green, orange. Right? So this is another way. Right. Next thing, if you do not want to use this, so there is another concept called this is the normal for loop. There is another concept called the enhancer for loop. I will explain you in detail about enhancer for loop in the arrays concept. I will give you the detail briefing about the enhancer for loop now. Okay, you just use the for loop. You just use the for keyword, right? Let me remove this. Okay, you don't set the boundary. Usually, you don't set the boundary. Those boundaries will be set automatically by the enhancer for loop itself. What you have to define here, you need to define what? You need to define the type of the enum first. What is the type of the enum? Type of the enum is what type? This is the color type. Color. Define your own variable name. I am taking the variable name as X. Okay. So which array you want to run, which array you want to iterate, which array you want to iterate, that array variable name we will be giving it. So this is now automated. This is now automated. Right. So now this enhancer for loop will know it will execute for 3 times because that is the length of the array. That is the size of the array. There are 3 values, right? The length is 3. It will iterate for 3 times. And it will start from 0 and it will end at, that is a specialty about what? That is a specialty about enhancer for loop. By looking at the array, you are giving an array here, you are giving the variable name of an array. So it will understand that, okay, it will check the length of this variable, is 3, it will run for the 3 times and it will start from the index 0. Okay, and what you are trying to do, system dot out dot println. You just print this. Okay, this X is a variable. Firstly, for the first iteration, X is going to be what? X is going to retrieve the value red. So that will be printed. Second iteration, X is going to retrieve the value green. That will be printed. The third iteration, X is going to return the value orange. That will be printed. Okay, just like a cursor, a kind of cursor will be created, right? It will extract the value red for the first iteration, that will be printed, green printed, orange will be printed, then the cursor will be destroyed. So these things are taken care internally by a for loop called enhancer for loop. So we have discussed about this in the exercise class also. I'm just repeating this. Let's see. Same picture. Okay, and again we'll understand this in detail in the arrays concept. Okay, so this is all about the values method. And once again, see, now I want to create a little bit complexity here. Okay, so red, okay, if you want to represent the graphic signals, red has a special meaning, right? Anyone can give a special meaning, but they cannot change the constant. So when you take the graphic signals as an example, okay, the color red is common, even in India, even in USA, even in China, it is common, but the way of describing it may be common or may not be common. In India, we say that, okay, the red is used to stop. Some people they say alt, some people they use so many words, but we say stop. Right? Green is the constant, but the description may not be constant. Like you can say green is representing, green is what it is described to, go. Orange is something like, okay, please slow down. You have a constant and this constant has a meaning. You have a meaning to the constant, okay, you can use enums. Right? The first enum constant is what? Red, okay, and it has some special meaning. Okay, stop, you have to stop. Green, okay, you have to go. Orange, okay, please make sure you are slowing it down. Right? And okay, since you are doing this, okay, you need to take these are representing what? These things are representing the string data type. This is a string because you are placing it in double quotes. So you are supposed to take a string variable, and these are representing what? Actions. So I am taking the variable name as action. Right? So in the enums, okay, you do what? You do the opposite things. Okay, in the classes, you use the variables and use the constructors to initialize the values to the constructors. But here it is completely opposite. Variables are, the values are already defined in the enum constants. Okay, you just create the you just create the instance variable and you just create the constructor after that. Okay, string dot actions, let me take it as action only, take it as action only. This dot action equal to action, and you will get a, you will also place a setter method, I mean getter method, public string get action. So whenever you are calling this get action method on top of any constant, okay, red dot get action, okay, you have to get stop, and green dot get action you have to get go, and also orange dot get action you have to get slow down. Okay, for this I am creating a method like return action. This is enum, so you don't set values are already set, okay, but you use the variable, this is the variable, you use the constructor to do the to extract the values from this, not to set the values, to extract the values you are using this. Okay, this is the constructor, this is what, this is the getter. Getting this getter is for getting the values, constructor is what, for what, usually it is for setting the values, but in enums, okay, so it is just like visualized like this. These values will be assigned to this what we call it as, to this variable through this constructor, and you are extracting this by using the getter. Right now what I am doing, I am going to take the the public class. I am saying system dot out dot println. Okay, so just from, let's come from the beginning. Okay, enum name is color dot, what is enum constant? If I want to say red, I want to give the meaning, what is this red constant? You will call the getter, the color enum name dot constant name, called the get action method. This is going to return me what, the value that is placed inside this constant. So likewise you keep doing enum dot color dot let us get action of orange. So what is the action, what is the value that is there inside this, what is the meaning, what is the description? Okay, to call get action method. Okay, so the control is going to call the get action method, right? It is going to return the action. So what is this action? This action is this variable, string variable name. How this has got the value slow down? Okay, by no, you're just reversing it, guys, nothing else, you're just reversing it. So in the classes you set the values through from the main method, but in the enums you extract the values from the, not from the main method, actually from the enums. From the main method you extract the values through enums, but when you are using the classes you set the values from the main method. That is the only, that's the reverse thing is happening here. Okay, if I try to get action of orange, what you will be getting, java c space distort java space stop order. You want to get action of green. Stop, slow down, go. So depending upon the situations, you call these methods to display the meaningful information in the console level. Right. Now the next one is, okay, we will understand the values of method. Before that, we will understand about the ordinal method. So what is the ordinal method? Ordinal. Ordinal method in Java. Okay, I will give you some points. This is very easy. It's very easy. It is a method. It is going to what? It is going to return. It is going to return the ordinal number for the particular enum constant. First thing. Second thing is, so I will help you with each. I will give you the justification for each and every line. If when you call this ordinal method, it is going to return the ordinal number. What is that ordinal number? We'll understand. It is available inside. Where java dot lang dot. There is a package called it's something like the enum. Third one is it is a non-static method, and it can be accessed only with the class object. It is a final method. It can't be overridden. So these are the properties of ordinal method. So what is the benefit that we are going to get by using this ordinal method? Very simple. Okay. Let us understand how to call the particular enum on top of this ordinal method. Okay, the syntax is syntax is like this. Syntax says public final int ordinal. Return type is int. It is a final method. It is of public type. Okay. So the moment you call this method, it is going to return what? It is going to return this will return the ordinal number of the Java int. Okay. Let me remove this. Let me remove all this. Simple example I am taking. Same example, red green orange. Okay. So what I am trying to do, color dot red dot, I'm using the ordinal method. I'm calling the ordinal method by using the enum constant. Okay. You see the return type. Return type is integer. Okay, this is the syntax of the method. So return type is integer. So I need to use a variable. I need to take the help of the variable, which is of integer type. It is going to return me. It is going to return me what? The something. Okay, I will catch that by using the variable like something like number of which type? Of integer type. This is a return type. Same thing I am using. Since it is return type is integer, I am supposed to use the integer. Is returning something. I need to catch this something by using a variable name. I'm taking my own variable name as number. You can take any name. Java things, right? Variable concepts, right? I hope you know this. The next thing is I just print system dot out dot println. It is going to give me it is going to return me a value. Let us see what is that value first. What is this? Okay, additional braces. These things comes very often when we perform the zero. It is returning 0. So when I say red, it is giving me 0. Okay, let me say green. Let us see what it is giving us. When I say green, it is giving 1. So for red 0, for green 1. When I say orange, it's giving 2. Right? So ideally, it is just indexing inside. Okay, these are the set of constant. Okay, from the beginning, for the red it is assigning the value 0. For the green it is assigning the value 1. For the orange it is assigning the value 2. So these values are called as what? The ordinal numbers. If I take another value like white, okay, it will assign what? It will consider it as 3. If I take another value like something like black, it will take 4. So in the sequence are starting from 0. These sequences are called as what? Ordinal numbers. Okay, just call black. You are supposed to get what? You are supposed to get 4. 4. Right? Just call white. Okay. You are supposed to get 3. Very simple, ordinal. What is an ordinal number? Okay, it is a method which is going to return the ordinal number for the particular enum constant. For the particular enum constant, for the orange constant, or for the white constant, a number is returned. That number is called as what? The ordinal number. Okay, ordinal numbers are going to get started from the 0. Okay, so depending upon the number of constants, the sequence will be generated. Okay, making sense? So this is the use of ordinal numbers. So there are some use cases where you will be using this. Okay, and one more thing is left. You can say that we copy this example. So please be informed that the ordinal number is the position of constant. Enum declaration. It starts from and the numbers gets sequentially generated for all the constants, starting from 0. Right? The last one is we have something like the value of method. Value of method, which is accepting the string type. Okay, very simple. It is just going to return. It is just going to return the enum constant. If it enum constant, specified name. Example. So we have a enum color. How many colors we are dealing with for now? We are dealing with 3 colors, 3 constants: red color, blue color, and you have what? Not blue color, red color, green color, and orange color. Right? So if you just call what? Just call the color dot value of red. The red is available, it will return. Okay. If the red is available, that will be returned. Okay. If not, it will not return. If you pass green, green will be returned. Let us understand all these things with one common example. Okay, I am taking the example as enum parts. Okay, I am taking parts like body parts, skin, you have muscles, you have, right? Bones, organs, tissues. I'm taking 5 constants. These are common, right? So there are no alternate names. Even though there are alternate names, the description it is these names are so clear. So I can place these names in the constants. First thing, what I would like to do, I just want to display something. Some dot out dot println. I just want to give a message. Okay, what is the message that I want to give? The parts that gets closed, or else to the environment. Let me take this. If I just execute this, I don't see anything in the console except for the system.out.println, the part that gets exported around. Okay. After this, I want to keep a statement like I want to use the values method. Okay, parts dot values. You have just seen the values method is going to return an array. Going to return me something. I'm storing the variable as p. You will return me an array. What is how you can represent an array by using opening and the closing square bracket. Right? After this, what I want to do here is I want to use the enhancer for parts, my own variable name x, and I'm using this array. Iteration will happen automatically depending upon number of values. Okay, there are 5 constants here. So if I just print system dot out dot println, I just display just print x. All the 5 values will be iterated and will be printed. The parts that get exported to environment: skin, muscles, bones, organs, and tissue. Okay. Now what I want to do, I want to give the numbering to this. I want to give numbers. Okay. So inside this for loop, I am just doing some changes. Okay. I'm taking a variable like int or variable. I'm calling the ordinal method. Okay. What I'm doing, I'm just calling a method like the ordinal method. P dot ordinal. So this ordinal method is going to give me what? The ordinal method is going to give me the exact number starting from 0. If it is for the skin 0, for the muscles 1, for the bones 2, for the organs 3, for the tissues 4. I am just incrementing it by 1 so that my output will be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me run this. What we are trying to do, we will see what we will do. Cannot find the symbol of. I think x dot ordinal. Okay, so same thing is getting displayed on the console. So what I am trying to do, so I am calling x dot ordinal, which means for in the beginning x is skin. Okay, the skin is going to get the ordinal number as 0, right? So the complete thing I'm adding that with 1. Okay, the output would be 1. I'm just capturing this output here. I'm just capturing this output. Okay, or plus. I'm using a dot plus. Now see the result. 1 skin, 2 muscles, 3 bones, 4 organs, 5 tissue. I'm able to use effectively the ordinal concept as well as I'm able to use the values method. Right? And apart from this, I can also use what? I can also use of the method like the values of method. Okay? Last one, parts dot values. This is the question mark. I want to ask a question. The part that exposed to the environment. Okay, I am displaying this all the things. Okay? I will do what? I will do something like you know parts dot value of. I'm just hard coding this skin. Okay, parts dot value of skin. So I'm assigning this to variable parts itself p1. I'm capturing this one. Don't worry, I will be doing the tracing. This now you see parts dot value of what is the error that we are getting? I think Sorry guys, it's value of, not values. Value. Okay, the answer is skin. Question, list out the constants. The answer is going to be same. The tracing part is very easy. Okay, I have used all the three methods that I have just explained you. You understand, if you concentrate on this taking, the enum concepts will be completed. So only the tracing part is removed. So no one will ask you more questions on enums, but in the project you will be using these enums for the constant levels. Sometimes you will get a questions like, what is the use of the values method? I have used the values method here. I have used the ordinal method here. I have used the values of method here. So I have discussed, we have been discussing three methods. I have used all these three methods in a single program. Okay, we can understand the first statement. Okay, a plain string value, the parts that gets exposed to the environment, that will be displayed in the console. But this statement, you are using the values method. This value methods will be stored. It is going to do what? An array will be created. In the sense, an array will be created. Okay, and it is going to store all the value, all the constants: skin, muscles, bones, organs, and tissues. Okay. Skin, muscles, bones, organs. Array is created. Okay. The values method is going to create an array. How many values? 5 values. 5 array will be created. This is how in the memory level these things will happen. And we know already the iteration will, when the index will start from 0, it keeps going like 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? After this, you're doing what? You're using the enhanced for loop. So what enhanced for loop will do? It will define its own boundary. Okay? It will start iterating from the 0th index. It will iterate till the 4th index. It knows how to set the boundaries. Internally, it will happen. It is about to start run. Okay. Then here you are using the ordinal method. Okay. So what you are saying, for every iteration, you have taken the variable name as or this or the variable name. Okay. So this cursor is acting as the x for the time being, right? For now, you're trying to find the x dot ordinal. So inside x, you have the value skin. The skin dot ordinal. Okay, which is going to return you what? 0. For the first iteration, this is or variable is going to have the value 0. Okay, for the second iteration, the or value is going to have the value 1. For the third iteration, the or value is going to be 2. For the fourth iteration, it is going to be wait guys, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because ordinal numbers are what? It is going to retrieve the actual ordinal numbers. 0 for skin, 1 for muscles, 2 for bones, 3 for organs, and like that it keeps going, isn't it? Right? And you are incrementing it by 1 so that the output will be very much readable, right? So it will start from 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for each and every loop, okay, you extract the ordinal value followed by you're printing the value of values that are inside the array. First thing, for the first iteration, 1 and skin will be printed. For the second iteration, 2 and muscles will be printed, 3 and bones will be printed, 4 and organs will be printed, 5 and tissues will be printed. Right? Then at last, okay, you are using the values of method to extract the value of skin. Okay, so it is going to return this skin itself. It is going to return the skin itself. It is available. Right? It is available. Since it is available, it is return the skin itself. That is getting rendered compatible. Right? I have issues with my mouse, guys. That's why these things are happening here. This is all about what? This is all about Java enums. Okay. Tomorrow we are going to see the high level concepts, which is what, which is called as the concept of you know association, aggregations, compositions. Okay, these are the concepts that you will be used in developing the real-time project. The basic idea about how to transfer data, how to create the complex data, how to create the simple data, how to combine, how to map two data. Those things will be discussed from tomorrow. A bit advanced topics, right? So don't miss any classes from tomorrow. That's all from my side for the day. If you have any questions, you can ask, or else we can wind up.